Hey, what's up, Prop Mob? Eduardo Talbert here with Monster Tutorials. I am super excited today because I was invited to a Halloween party. You have to wear a costume, and I haven't been to one of those at all. Believe it or not, I haven't. I went to one party. There was like 5 or 6 of us, and we dressed up, but that was about it. It wasn't a serious party. Now this one is because it's a big birthday. It's my aunt's birthday, and it is in New Orleans, which is a really cool, creepy city. So I'm thinking of being a witch doctor, so I'm looking for a top hat, but I think I have the rest of the stuff at home. So let's get started. Here is the Voodoo priest stuff. There are the top hats, but I think we can do the same with our own, so I'm getting this one. All right, I got my top hat, so I'm heading home now. My son found his costume. Let's go see what we can do with this. I'm not doing this hat from scratch because I don't have time. The party is tomorrow, and otherwise I would do it from scratch. But with this time constraint, I decided to just go to Spirit, buy this guy for $12. Fits perfect. And we're going to just make this into the witch doctor or the voodoo priest shaman type hat. Okay. The other thing I'm using is some burlap, and this was just a sheet of burlap that I cut into a strip. I folded it in half and I glued it. I don't know how to sew, so I just used glue all along so that we have a strip, and that's going to go around the hat. Then I have an assortment of this is stuff that I found upstairs in my storage with all my junk. So I have purple boa and some bones. I have a bird skeleton, a bag of little skulls. Found these beads at, I think it was at Michael's like 3 or 4 years ago on clearance, and I just bought them. I didn't know what to do with them, so we might use that today. And a bag of hands. I don't like the hands because they are all right hands. There's no left hand, so you try to do something on each side, it doesn't become symmetric. So I might use these, I might not. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the strip around the hat. And the way I'm going to mount this is, let's see, that's the back right here. So this is the back. So I'm going to glue it right there with hot glue, just in the middle. Because that way, if I need to use this hat for another costume, I can just pop it off. And I'm going to glue it to the existing ribbon. And I'm leaving the fray sticking straight up. I'm going to put another little bit of glue here in the front to help secure it, because this ribbon is going to be holding the weight of some of the little bones and skulls that we're going to put on it. Hold it there, then we'll just cut the excess. Right? I'm not worried about it being too neat because that's the whole point. You would take a European type of wear, and then they would embellish it with the things you had laying around, like shells and bones, feathers and stuff like that. So you have like the natural materials plus the ones that are like man-made. Okay, now for the front, I definitely want this head. I'm just going to pop it. It pops right off. Save this for something else. And now decide where you want the head. Put it right here. Put it right here, sticking out. Put it right here. It's 100% up to you. As I look at it, I'm thinking that maybe, since we're putting some skulls as well, that the skulls need to be there and there. And then we need something in between. So let's take some of these. Now for all these beads, I'm just going to get a Ziploc bag to put the excess. So there's 2 teeth. Maybe it could go like there, like that, or there, or even on the top. It's up to you. So I'm going to start just gluing it and see where this thing goes. Definitely want the bird head right there. Okay, make sure it's in the middle. And add a drop right there. I think I'm going to put this here. Just like that, and a matching one on the other side. Alright, that looks super cool. Now let's add a few feathers, and this hat should be done. Find the feathers you like, hopefully they'll be matching. And just rip it out like that, and put it right where you want it. So decide behind here, or stuck here, or here. I'm gonna put them everywhere. That's pretty heavy there. Right, I'm going to put a few things here on the side, and I think I'm done with this. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to take some talcum powder and put a little bit all around so it looks dirty. And that is the hat. I added a few more feathers, so I'm going to set that aside. To match the hat, I went ahead and took up most of the skulls out, but I left this few, and this is going to be a necklace. And I'm just using the same rope that it came with. And I'm doing the same with this skulls and crossbones. I took some of them out. Now I'm going to tie them at the bottom, but first I want to see if I can get one of these skulls in the middle. I'm just going to make a hole on the top of the head where I want the string to come in. Just like that, and then one on the bottom where it will come out and we can tie the knot. Alright. There is the other necklace. So we have 1 and 2. And these I'm gonna wear. Those turned out pretty cool. Okay, so now for the staff, I borrowed this walking stick from my son. He got it at Cub Scouts, and he told me, hey, you can use it, and then I can just have it back all decorated. And I said, sure. So I got this plastic skull. It's about the size of my fist. So it's not a full size, but it's not one of those tiny ones. And I cut a hole in the bottom. I'm going to just slide it over the staff. You can leave it like that, but we're going to make it look even better. Now to make it match the hat, I'm going to take this little piece of leftover burlap and I'm going to wrap it around the stick, and then I'm going to glue it right there in place at the base of this skull. And I'm going to glue it right there. Alright, that looks awesome. Now, to match the other one, I'm going to grab some feathers and I'm just going to put them sticking straight up. I'm going to line them up, and then we're going to put something over it to cover the stems of the feathers. To do that, I'm putting a drop of glue on the burlap. I'm pressing the feather onto it. Alright, then the other side, I'm just going to do opposite sides, and that way we can get them all evenly spaced. For the next step, I was thinking of getting this stuff. I just saw, what is this, coconut husk rope. I found it on clearance, $2. I'm going to cut some pieces off. I'm going to glue them so they're hanging straight down. I'm going to make the pieces about between 8 inches and a foot long. To finish it up, I'm going to take another piece of this rope and just wrap it around the base a few turns and secure it with hot glue. And for that, I'm just going to put a big drop of glue right there and stick this end right there and hold it until it's solid. Right, I'm going to go under the feathers but over the rope. And that right there is the staff. So let's put it all together. We have the hat, right? We have the necklace, we have the staff, and you're probably thinking, well, what are you gonna wear? Because the sweatshirt and the t-shirt doesn't go. Yep. So here's what I'm doing. I found this red velour Hugh Hefner style jacket. It's like a smoking jacket, but I'm sure we can make it work. I found it at a thrift store and it was something like 50 cents. It's like a brand name velour thing. I don't know who would wear this or why. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but my wife saw it and she said, oh, I gotta get this for Eduardo because, you know, for his studio to put in case he needs to build a costume or something. So now that's that time. So I also don't do a whole lot of makeup, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint my eyes black, okay, and my nose black, like a skull. It's a giant skull, so I'm going to paint my eyes black, my nose black, and then everything else just white. I might do some like vertebrae here on my neck, and then on the rib cage, and I'm going to wear a vest under that Hugh Hefner jacket. Then as far as pants, I'm just going to wear some black tight jeans and some brown boots. Let's see how it looks. I'll be right back. And that's how I made my costume. So if you like this tutorial, this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if that's something you're into. Subscribing, it's cool. That way you know when the next video is up. And I'm Eduardo Talbert with Monster Tutorials. I'll see you next time.